24 subs.
Tough Lexan bodies molded in Porsche, Camaro, and Thunderbird styles cover rolling chassis with their own names like Predator, Dominator, and PR7. These small-scale missiles hit incredible speeds on this steep 14-degree banked oval, Lake Whippoorwill International Speedway.
Welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to start working on our PR7, see if we can make this thing roll. The only thing we have to go by is a couple of vintage magazines. This is March of 1988, a track report on the car, and there's a few pictures in this February of 88 magazine of a car at Whippoorwill. So we're going to piece it together, and I did break down and dye all the parts. Hated to do it, but these motor blocks and stuff just didn't clean up as good as I wanted them to. And these front end parts are now available since Associated has re-released a 12L, so it's the same thing. A 12i and 12L has the same front end. So let's turn the camera around and start piecing this thing together. If you go on Factory Works website, they offer this in several different materials. This car originally was the plain carbon fiber, the flat sheet or the straight line. I'm not sure what to call that. Plain weave, maybe. It's not a weave. I opted for the more modern, what you would think of as carbon fiber. This is not correct, but we're going to do ours with a twist. I want it to look a little more modernized. You do get you a cool sticker right there, so we'll save that. Yeah, the original car, this part right here, I do believe was some sort of nylon. And this piece, I don't know what it is, because the original car didn't come with a bumper. Some people did run like a Proline buggy bumper. I'm not sure what this is exactly. It fits back here. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, because that piece is not there at all. So we'll figure it out. I know this goes this way for whatever reason. And yeah, we'll go from there. All right, we found some screws that are acceptable. Just cleaning them up a little bit and putting them in a drill here and spinning the heads with a little bit of 240. Making them all pretty and match. Got a little spun aluminum look there. All right, we're going to use a longer screw on the inside because it doesn't bottom out. It's going to travel through the chassis. Careful not to scuff up our fancy new screws we just restored. Now imagine if we wanted to, on this car in particular, if you want to adjust ride height, if you weren't doing it by tire size, you could just put some shims under these rear axle blocks, because there is no suspension whatsoever. It's all based on chassis flex. With this car being more modern carbon, it does seem pretty stiff. It might get a little more flexible once we get it together. But with the black carpet of today, it's a lot of traction. Stiffer chassis might be a good thing. Because I know years ago guys tried to run aluminum chassis on pan cars at one time. Jeff, if you're watching this, let me know what this piece is for, because I'm not sure. Maybe that's a ride height shim. I think so, because it fits in those holes. So we're going to go ahead and take this back apart, throw that in, and we'll be right back. All right, we got that mystery piece installed. A little light came on in my head. I do believe that is a spacer to allow you to allow the motor to fit. These are 12 scale blocks, these motor blocks. And if I recall, they just mounted on a flat piece of fiberglass on the 12i. And with this thing being a little bit meatier in the back, the motor would probably hit the chassis. I'm thinking right here, the motor's going to sit here just to make up the difference. They just had that little shim in there. So we don't have a motor. Well, I do have a motor to put in it, but I can just eyeball and tell if that's enough gap now. It should be enough gap for a motor to fit. Otherwise, the motor would be impeded by the chassis. So, yay me, I figured it out. And actually, the son of the guy that designed this car commented on our PR7 first video, and he thought it was really cool that we're still living the dream with his dad's design, and his dad has passed on. But anyways, we're gonna keep his car alive. There's your rear suspension. It is nothing to it. And then the upper deck goes like so. The 12i, okay. Some of them I thought had a tiny hole for like a wing wire. That's the hole right here. We're not going to utilize the wing wire anymore. Back in the day, you just shoved your wing wire down in the rear pod, and that's what, it was just pressure fitted. And we're going to throw some of these in there to make sure she's locked down good. I do want to figure out how to build the diffuser that somebody here in 1988 was running. And one of these days we're going to do the old story time and read some magazines at night. But I want to try to do that diffuser. There's the car with the big Proline off-road bumper on the front. I'm thinking I can do that with styrene, or just simply make it out of a piece of Lexan and paint it. And we could paint it to go along with the theme of our body if we do Lexan. Not sure on bodies yet. The original, well, all the ads and the fast body back in the day was an 83 T-Bird. Cibulatech does still make that body off the original Bowlink mold, so it is available. My favorite body from back then, I'm not a big Ford guy, but the 89 Thunderbird, but it's a little bit beyond this car's era. If I could get a fastback Monte Carlo new like we did the Earnhardt body, that would be awesome. But all right, there's our rear deck. I do believe like an 87 Buick was also a pretty hot body back then. All right, front end wise, car has no suspension. It's just blocks. They did run the original 12L steering blocks, but to remedy the width situation, because the front of the car is super narrow, and the way they remedied it is they run these Bowlink wheels backwards. The Bowlink wheels you can run either way. One way they had a flat face, and the other way they had a deep dish, and they ran them deep dish style on this car to get the width. To remedy that and still run modern wheels, we could simply turn a modern wheel around backwards. It would be ugly. We put wheel dots on it, that would fix it. Or I'm going to attempt to run RC10 buggy steering blocks, and I got these era correct wide track axles for a RC10. These are originally from the 80s. Somebody in Florida has all the CRP stuff, the new old stock, and these are a new old stock from the 80s. They're approximately, I'd say about at least an 1/8 inch wider than stock, maybe 3/16. And I think that will help with the width situation. So we're going to try it. If it doesn't work, we can always revert back to original RC10 steering or axles and then run the wheels however we need to run them. All right, guys, our fancy fix for the front end is not going to work. Reason being, I didn't read the fine print. And upon further inspection on these instructions here, these are for 5x11 bearings, so you can run Tamiya wheels, like grasshopper wheels. This would work back in the day. This is how Jam and J ran Tamiya wheels, with the adapters or these axles to run the bigger bearings. So we're reverting back to the stock axles. If we have to run the wheels backwards, we're going to make some wheel dots. We'll probably put wheel dots on this car anyways to make it look period correct. But yeah, that sucks. But no loss. We still have our factory crusty but rusty. We'll clean this one up. We're going to throw this one in the drill with a Scotch-Brite and some others and polish it up. And then once we get that put in there, we'll start putting the front end on, and we'll come back once we do the front end. So Hang on just a minute. All right, we got past our little front end mix up there with the wrong axles. We got these polished up really nice. We got spacers in here. We could probably stand a few more, but for mock-up purposes, we're good. We got a little bit of up and down. We can take that out with a few shims. But we're going to go forward. We'll fine-tune that once we get this thing running. But for now, let's finish putting the front end on. Cleaned up some more screws. Get this on, and then got to figure out what we're going to do for a diff. I do have several old axles, and we're going to see what fits. I got a couple of hubs over here we're going to try to clean up, and we'll throw those on and maybe have this thing rolling here shortly. All right, we've got a slider looking pretty good, and my poor planning today, just trying to get a video out. I forgot to dye the battery boxes. These are from the re-release RC10s. We've built a couple, and we've got spares. Eric's truck and my car both are running a Factory Works battery retainer or LiPo shorty retainer. But I think the little mix of black and white here is going to look good. Not making excuses for forgetting to do it, but I think it will look pretty cool. So we're going to go with it, and we can always go back and in the future, if we don't like it, we can go back and dye it black. No big deal. We are going to utilize the antenna hole, or antenna holder. There is a hole for it. The servo mounts between the front end. Body mounts go out here. Body mounts in the rear. And then it is a unique setup on the body as well. You have to slot or oversize the holes in your body to allow for flex. So it'll flex through the body. And it's just another part of this weird design that oddly worked. And the funny thing is, the car was designed for concrete with no suspension. I never got to go to Whippoorwill. I don't know how smooth it was. I think it was really smooth compared to some of the tracks that we got to go to. King was silky smooth when it was new. Rock Hill and Fort Mill, those are other local tracks around here, and they had plenty of character. They were fun, but they were a little bumpy. I didn't mind it because we all had the same track. So no big deal. There is one of these original, somewhat original, I think. It's on eBay. I've been tempted to buy it just for the fact that it has a light speed motor mount, which is aluminum, and super rare. That's the only thing super rare about that car, other than the fact it's a PR7. The chassis looks odd. I'm not sure. I don't know a whole lot about all these cars if they changed the designs, but the chassis shape is a little different. The one on eBay is. And they still want pretty much top dollar for it, so I'm kind of staying away from it, but I do like some of the parts that are on it. All right. All right, here we go. Looking like something now. I'm going to grab the axle and clean that up a little bit. We'll come back once we start installing that, and we are soon to have a roller here. All right, we scrounged around in our little scrap pile, and we have pieced together enough stuff to build a diff, I do believe. I think I'm going to go with black hubs for now. I do have these silver or polished. They need a lot more elbow grease than I have time to do tonight. These were probably milled down by hand by somebody years ago, and they got some sand scratches in them. And they look really good, but they just got too many sand scratches for my liking. And that'll take a little bit more extra elbow grease than I'm willing to do tonight. This one's good. This was made this way. It just has to be cleaned up, polished. And I got a shorter, stubby one if I need it, depending on width. But going by what they would have used back then, they most likely would have used the standard Bowlink hub. And these black hubs are the standard width for Bowlink. These are IRS, which they do not make anymore. I just happen to have some in my box. They were on one of my Lynx projects. And number one rule in breakout, we'll probably run this car in breakout if we do actually try to race it. It's the biggest spur gear, smallest pinion gear you can stand. So we're going to try 116. I got this original Parma spur gear, which would be kind of almost sort of period correct. But Kimbrough was definitely around back then. We just got to be careful because we don't have a whole lot of motor adjustment. We're going to run a tiny pinion gear, so it really doesn't matter. So we've only got so much room that we can adjust it out. And I think a 116 is going to be about max versus like a 120 or 128. So let's build a diff with all of our scrap parts here, and we'll have this thing rolling soon. Once we got the diff in, we just got to throw some wheels on it. So let's go. All right, we're going to time lapse this. This is going to take a minute. If you're trying to build one of these, you will need a wide Bowlink or TRC rear axle and the short Bowlink style hubs. A Legends axle is not long enough because this is a wide car. It's 235 millimeter. So the only thing left now, like I said, is get the body mounted, get a servo in it. We're going to pick up some servo mounts. I'll probably have some here somewhere, but I may have some in the RC10 box. All right, guys, we're going to look up here in the dust pile and see if we can find a body. I think I possibly may have something up here. I'm not sure yet. It's been a minute, but we'll go through it and see what we got. This one is an 89 T-Bird, but it is signed by Jeff Bodine, number 15 Motorcraft, so we'll save that for a rainy day. This is a Camaro. Nope. It's like a 93 Camaro. M chassis body, Proline, pretty rare. I already know what this is. This is a bat wedge. That's not going to get used on there. 96 wide Monte Carlo. 89 Dodge Daytona. Yeah, I rock. And Kapowie, check it out. We got a 1993 or 1983 T-Bird. Exactly what's on the car action shootout or the car action car review there. So, bam, we got one. All right, guys, that's a wrap for today's video. Appreciate you hanging around while we got our PR7 in roller form at least. We were supposed to have a paint video today, but I was actually painting in the background. Partly, that was what distracted me from building this car. We are working on the super secret car. That will be revealed on January 11th. Trying to get a head start on it so we can get other paint work in line. We've got Eric's new 10T body. I've got one for myself for my T2. It just came in. And our buddy Chris has got one as well. We got to get ready for the big race. So stay tuned for more paint videos. They are coming. We got a couple weeks left before Christmas, and then the race will be right around the corner. So stick around for that. Hit subscribe if you want to see this thing finished, because the next time we have it out, we're going to put one of these three motors in. We got a Cam Super Stock. We got a OG East Coast Motors stock motor, and we've got a Lightspeed. The Lightspeed's probably the most period correct. But I want to clean these up and go through them, make sure they're good. The East Coast motor looks brand new, so we might go with that. It's a few years off, but it'll be all right. Very cool that we found the 83 T-Bird. I believe this is one we got from Jack. There will be a paint video on this car, so stay tuned. That will be an upcoming episode. We're going to be full bore off-road stuff here in the next couple of weeks, so a bunch of truck stuff getting painted, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So don't forget to come back Wednesday. We got some updates. We got some updates on our little carpet track. We got some ideas for some barriers that might be pretty cool, so stay tuned for that. And some project updates. As we get closer to the race, we'll have more stuff to talk about and do. So come on back, check us out, and leave me a comment down below. While you're there, hit subscribe. And don't forget to hit the links below and check out your Guru gear. And we will see you Wednesday. Thanks.